Welcome back, everybody. This will be the last live in Mexico for a solid minute. I figured it would be fitting to have the last video be a live session with you guys, chop it up. I also don't want yesterday's video to be the last video that stays up for a few days because it was a bit the the content was a bit negative, and at the end of the day, that's not what we try to do on the channel. We try to spread love and positivity and resilience. Stars on Mars, how you doing, buddy? What's up, Mike? I still haven't packed. I fly tomorrow, but I'm always like one of those last minute packers. I need like the stress to get going, like the real pressure. I'm like that guy that never like when he had exams, I always waited until the last second to start studying as well. Also, still growing out the sides, as you can tell. Oh boy. Dan lost $1,000. That's how you know you're a high roller, man, if you can lose 1,000 and still be good. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get the questions going. Anything you guys want to talk about? Now is the time. I took out the I took out the braids last night. As tomorrow, I'll be more than likely getting new braids before I get on the plane. I like to get on the plane as fresh as I possibly can, like haircut, clean shave. I don't know, especially if it's a 12-hour flight. Just feels good. Feels better that way. It's like something weird in my mental. It's hard to explain. Yeah, yesterday's live was good. It was good. I liked it too. That's why I'm keeping it up. Um, but at the same time, I am running a public channel here, and since I'll be traveling, it'll probably be like 5 days since I posted a video. And so I always have people visiting the channel, and I don't want that to be the first thing they see. You feel me? You dig? Mike Davis back going into month 2, clean from opioids. Thought I would give a different opioid a try. They're all bad. Yeah, that's the thing with addiction, right? And it's like even me, who's just addicted to weed, it's not an opioid, but still, I can totally relate. Like I have talked myself into every single possible way you can imagine to continue to use weed. Like I've done the whole, let me put more tobacco, less weed. Obviously, that's a horrible idea. Um, I've done the whole let me just take THC gummies. Um, I've done the whole only smoking on weekends. Uh, or then like one of my favorite is when you find a weed that you think is like better for you. You know, I mean there is a big difference in quality of that, but it's yeah, there's no way around it, man. What do you think about intermittent fasting as a method of weight loss? I think it's great. I think it's really good, actually. I mean, I'm using it right now. It's funny how, like, guys, all of these things, and I'm not saying anything revolutionary here, but all of these things have been around for ages. Like, do you know what intermittent fasting is? Like, when you really think about it, not even when you really think about it, just in general. Like, growing up as a kid in Belgium, we would have dinner at 6, so finish at 6:20 the latest, maybe 6:30. And then we would not get snacks or chips, like, like, it wasn't like that. Like, we were not living in a consumerist society where, like, think about it now, like, it's so, like, I know how much I and my colleagues make at the office. 80% of the office has one of those huge Starbucks drinks every single day. And it's like, I know how much you make because I make the same. I can't believe you're spending literally $8 on a coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something that's snuck in. And mind you, we have coffee at the office, but people want Starbucks, right? And so to circle back to what I was saying, it didn't used to be a thing to snack. Like, I feel like, again, that's very American, that's very capitalistic, where everything is geared towards consuming more and more and more. And growing up in Europe, dinner at 6, and then that was it. We would not have food until 7:30 a.m. Breakfast. Do you know what the word breakfast means? Breakfast means break fast, right? I mean, you're breaking your fast. So if you just had dinner and you finish at 6:30 p.m. and you had breakfast at 7:30 a.m., guess what? You have now successfully completed a 13 or 14-hour fast. Like, the usual intermittent fasting windows are, I want to say, 16 hours, which is only like 2 hours more. So, like, so people call it intermittent fasting, and it's like, oh my god, or eureka, like, we found this magic trick to lose weight. Like, yeah, that's kind of like the most basic shit ever, but you throw a sexy name on it, and now you have a cool concept people want to do. But of course, it works. We don't need nearly as much food as we think we do. Like, also, it's okay to feel hungry and to go to bed hungry. That's what you want. But we're just like living in a world where we're obsessed with, like, stuffing our face. Um, but yeah, I use it, like, I just had, it's 6 p.m. in Mexico City now. I just had my last dinner of the day. I'm not gonna eat until 8:30. So that'll be, yeah, like I said, that'll be 14 hours. And it works, of course. Man, I was in Oregon. That weed was insane. It almost made me trip, like, on the psychedelics. Weed was too strong. Yeah. The obesity epidemic in the UK in children is insane right now, causing a massive strain on the healthcare system. I mean, yeah, I think it's everywhere, man. Like, I don't think it's just the UK. I think, you know, we're just, shout out Sweats, Viking Infantry, checking the fuck in. Steak, broccoli, and potato for dinner. There you go. That's gonna get you that body that you want. I'm having a fuck ton of Greek yogurt, like a kilo a day. I'll have eggs. I'll have chicken. Super basic. Um, but I want to go a lot harder when I go to Belgium. Like, like there, I want to really lock in, um, and get more lean, because I feel like I'm nowhere near there yet. You guys might think this is crazy, because I'm 1 meter 94. That's 6'4" in height. I think for me to be at my best shape, I need to go to like 86 kilograms. 86. So that's like 100 and I want to say 195 pounds. 190 pounds, maybe even. What's up, Erica? How you doing, girl? How are you coping? Coping with what? What do you mean? Damn, dude, say some height. Yeah. My point was, I wasn't trying to brag about my height. I was trying to say, like, you can look really good and really muscular, like, not weighing that much. Because but most people will think if they saw me that I'm like 96 kgs, but I'm trying to get to 86. You're gonna lock in when you go to the Dominican Republic? Damn, that's gonna be that's a hard place to lock in. That's where most people go on vacation. If you told us ahead of time, you get more views. You mean announcing the lives? I mean, I don't care, man. Because it's a very like emotional thing. Like I never plan these out. It's just like me going. I feel like talking. I feel like I have something to give, and then I come online. It's never like, yeah. I don't want to do planned lives. I think it would greatly diminish the quality of the lives. Honestly, I want it to be like a surprise. And the thing is, I feel like people by now figured out the time. I kind of always go online the same time. It's always like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Mexico City time, usually. You're locked in now. Shout out to Erica, one of my absolute favorite clients, guys. She is an absolute awesome person, and I'm very happy to have her with me. So I still have to check in for my flight. Waiting on that. I'm gonna be so happy, guys, when I'm on that plane tomorrow. Like, people hate long flights. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I love them, but there's something weirdly nice about not having anything to do, not having anywhere to go. You're locked in. You have no internet, and it's just like, yep, next 12 hours I'm sitting in this seat. Granted, of course, not if you're sitting in the middle seat and you're cramped between two people. Um, ooh, I love this question. What is your best video on the channel in your opinion? What's up, Common Sense? The best video on my channel. Ooh, there's this one video I did years ago, um, where I like give advice to the ugly guy, this guy that came out like my reality being ugly, and then I responded to that and gave him advice. That one was good, but I'll give you a more. That's like ages ago. I did a video called "My 2025," so my 2025 roadmap to success, and the thumbnail is me with a gnarly chest bump. But I feel like that video only got like 2,000 views. But that was really good. Like I feel like that video was like really good content. I also like the video I just put up. I apologize, like a few days ago. It's always like the videos that I feel like are the best. I've grown to accept it. It's like it's never the video that you want to blow up that blows up. It's always like a video that's less good or like less interesting, and then that one gets pushed. No, I don't. I've never had an iPhone. This is a Samsung. This is a MacBook though that I'm streaming on, but I don't like it either. I'm not an iPhone. I'm not an Apple fan, to be honest with you. Through which video did you find it? Wait. What was the first video, guys? I'm confused. The one about me giving advice to the ugly guy. How do you get through days where you don't have motivation? I I've learned to like quote unquote take the L early. Like there's a time and a place to bite the bullet and to fight through and to like force a productive day. But then there's also just like a time and a place to like um to just kind of like, be like today's a wash, like today is a throwaway and then accept that. Um but of course like if you can't do that every day. So I don't know. I also like to use I like to manipulate my state of mind by strategically using supplements like caffeine. I think it's a waste of caffeine to just get up and have a coffee. And a lot of people do that. They just get up and then they have the coffee to wake up. And I'm like, you only have one quote unquote caffeine bullet per day. And what I mean by that is it never hits harder than that first time. It just hits you. It makes you emotional. It makes you like, makes you all fired up. So I like to like, if I'm not motivated, like I'll never have coffee. I'll just wait until I go to the gym. I do like 11 or something. And then I take my pre-workout. So I take Total War pre-workout and it just hits me so hard. And then I ride that way for the next 4 hours. So yes, things like that, man, can get you through a hard day. But you got to be strategic with it. It's just the story of my life is the fact that I noticed that most people don't think about anything. They just do. They don't think about, hey, maybe I can use this coffee in like for a better way. No, they're just like, let me have my coffee. It's like, yeah, but you only get one peak a day, for example. Does that make sense? Where do you see the channel in 1 year? Um, mm, would be great if we could be at 70,000 in 1 year. Um, my caffeine is a cold shower in the morning. That's great, bro. If you can do that, that's amazing. Um, I've I've never gotten into that cold showers. I've tried, but have you ever done acid or psychedelics? Yes, yes. Didn't like acid. I don't like any drug that keeps me from sleeping. So I didn't like acid. I have a theory. I've already mentioned that psychedelics are very useful for people that 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 are emotionally like a rock and that have a hard time opening up. If there's people that are like non-responders to caffeine, they take a bunch of caffeine and they're like, I don't feel shit. I take one strong coffee and it looks like I'm on coke, literally. So usually it's the same people. They need something crazy strong, like a psychedelic, to feel something, to get in touch with their emotions. Me, I don't need that. My antenna is already incredibly sensitive. If I take psychedelics, that's like taking somebody with sensitive hearing and putting his ear next to a huge boombox speaker. That's how I always explain it. So I don't like psychedelics. I'm so sensitive that for me, weed is a psychedelic. Really, I can see people's aura and energy on weed. You know, people gotta go to a temple and take ayahuasca to feel that. I just get that with weed. So I've tried LSD, hated it. Way too sensitive for that. Erica, the best was the one that you read a letter to yourself of a list of things that you wanted to achieve. You read it out loud. Your face was changing as you were reading it. I don't even remember that video. Like, not even a little bit. I swear to God. Like, I have no recollection of doing that. That's crazy. I like the video "Too Ugly to Pay for Sex." Ah, that's funny. That's a good title. I am proud of my titles.
¿Qué onda, Lovers? Nada más estoy esperando que me comentes esta tarde. ¿Qué onda, Lovers? Nada más estoy esperando que me comentes esta tarde.
You might think that I sped up that message. I did not. That's how people in Mexico send audio messages, talking in 5x. When you started your channel, what were your aspirations? Um, First one was to create like a message in the bottle for the future me in terms of like documenting. I my biggest thing has always been I see people changing with age and I see them getting older and bitter and people forget what it was like to be young and that's why they're so insufferable and have all these dumbass opinions and they can't relate to young people. So I was like, I'm gonna document how where my mind was at, my train of thought when I'm young, so then I can look at it later when I'm 60 and 70 and I don't turn into a grumpy grandpa. I can be like, oh, I used to be like that too. So I think that's the greatest value. I also just believe in the investment and the value of it. Like, you know how crypto works? I feel like every bit of every YouTube video is like a crypto coin or an NFT, and the price is creating it and making the effort. But it's just forever floating in this digital ocean of YouTube, and any video can just go viral at any moment. That's how the algorithm works. So there was definitely also a long term financial incentive. I do feel like this channel is going to make me. I think this channel is going to turn out to be the greatest investment I've ever made because my plan is to just never stop making videos. So I already have more than 1,000 videos now, more than like 6 million views. So I'm just going to keep on going. And if you add enough crumbs together, you're going to have a whole loaf of bread, you know? So that's where that was kind of like my aspirations. It was also a coping mechanism for me to accept my cancer, accept my scar, accept my face. Because I was like, cancer is the worst thing that happened to me, and I'm gonna succumb to the notion of this ruining my life, right? And then I was like, okay, so I have to flip that. I have to turn cancer into a pro, into an asset, into something that will help me. And so I figured I might as well do video because it's gonna allow me to have a competitive advantage. Like it's gonna make me stand out. So I looked at it rationally. That was the aspiration, Bonjo. I have visited the UK before. I've been in London and I've been in Uxbridge. What's up, Jane? How you doing, girl? By the way, guys, speaking of aspirations, if you want to support the channel, feel free to click on the dollar sign below the chat box. You can send over any donation. Hey, Iwa, I see you, girl. How you doing today? How you feeling? Poncho, I'm 24 and I feel like I'm stagnating in life. I'm at university, still due to changing my plans of what I want to do. All my peers have jobs, getting a house. Bro, let me tell you something. I fell behind because I got cancer when I was 24, right? So I'm 37 now. Every single one of my peers in Belgium have a lot more money than me. They all own houses they're paying off. Most of them have kids. No disrespect, but like the race is won later on. Thank you so much, Iwa. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're awesome. Um, Big shout out Iwa, man. She's holding it down. What's up, Jane? How you doing? So yeah, I was saying I the turtle does win the race. You know the story about the turtle and the hare, right? But it all the people that I know, all the guys that I know that ran to be adults and have kids and build houses, like most of them are stressed out of shape, um, and they're also just kind of like paddling up shit's creek, as we all do, as I am doing. Like it's there is no right way of doing things. And that is just the most celebrated way of doing things. That's how people in society want you to do things. I'm not saying to go full hippie. You do have to invest. You do have to invest in real estate. Try to have your little spot on the planet. That's also what I'm trying to do right now. But you're 24, man. Like you're an absolute baby, and you'll figure it out. But don't stress it. Erica, you were in Belgium after the breakup. It was a letter that you wrote a long time ago, and you decided to read it that day. Huh? Yeah. I don't remember it. But thank you for bringing that up, Erica. I appreciate you. Mike, have you ever heard of the Joey the Gypsy? He's the only YouTuber that comes close to your channel. I've never heard of him. I'll have to check it out. Check it out. Jane, I tried to eat her the first time recently. I was paranoid for 3 days. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, it sounds like you tried an indica, sativa. You might want to look into an indica. Hey, thank you, Ponjo. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much for your generosity, guys. You guys rock. I do take it to heart. I would not move to the UK, man, because first of all, I'm from Belgium, so it's like that's like me moving to France or Germany. If I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be close to my family. First of all, the weather in the UK is even worse than in Belgium. But also, I don't like the culture, man. I don't really like the. It's not my vibe, and I don't like the food. Do you have any advice on not caring so much about what people think? Thank you so much, Bonjo. Once again, I appreciate you, and thank you, Iwa. I mean, Marcus Aurelius said it best. It never ceases to amaze me how we care so much about people that we don't even respect ourselves. So, meaning that the people's criticism that you are worried about and anxious about, if you take a step back and look at their life and look at who they are, more often than not, you'll find that you don't even really respect them or look up to them. It's just that we are drawn to negativity because it confirms the self-hate on the that we all have on the inside. So we're like, oh my god, they see the real me. They see that I'm just a sucker or a dumbass or XYZ. They don't see shit. They're just haters, dumbasses themselves. Also, like I always kind of like talk about this story when I lost all respect for society and people's opinions when I saw how everybody changed up when I went from being a healthy 6'4" Chad with a strong jawline to being like a handicapped Scarface person. I was still the same person, but the narrative by society shifted from arrogant asshole, egomaniac, douchebag to sort of either inspiration, you're a fighter, you're a hero, because now they all were looking down on me and they had pity with me. Society's narrative of your personality is based on their internal grading system. Everybody has a grading system, a ladder from 1 to 10, and they have themselves on that ladder. So let's say someone's walking around and they're like, I'm a 7.5. Anybody that they encounter that they consider to be an 8 or a 9 or a 9.5, they're going to do things. They're either going to try to thug them or they're going to hate on them. That's how it works. And so no one has ever talked down on a person or talked shit about someone that they consider to be lower than them on their internal grading scale. That is how society works in a nutshell. And I learned that valuable lesson super soon. Um, so yeah, man, their advice, like their opinion, does not matter. They're just insecure idiots, literally. That's what society is, man. Like they're all just like, "Ooh," all scared, and when they see somebody who's not scared, they want to pull you down. So remember that. That's the best advice I can ever give you. Guys, we should get 25 likes easy, right? We got 15 likes and like 30 people. If you haven't hit the like yet, please close the chat box, hit the thumb, and come back. It doesn't cost a thing. Speaking of cost, once again, shout out to Ponjo and Iwa. You guys are awesome. Like, if no one would make donations, I would not do these lives. Point blank, period. So you guys are keeping this thing alive. So I appreciate you. A lot of comments. Bro, I feel like middle-aged women is the group that clearly loves you the most on this channel. Good. I feel like middle-aged women are probably the most in touch with their feelings, their emotions, and they're the least superficial. So that's a great demographic to have because that's the demographic that I really respect. I recently went to Paris and was shocked at how disgusting it was. No offense to anyone. Yeah, Paris is overrated. I don't like it at all. Thoughts on AI taking over the world? What do you think of AI girls being the death of women? I mean, only idiots are gonna take AI women over real women. Like the people that want AI women, that's good. That's great, man. Knock yourself out. Like more real women for me. That's great. I love that. Um, and about AI taking over the world, it's just one of many threats, man. It can also be a nuclear war, like Iran right now, U.S., Israel. Um, I don't understand how people get so anxious about that stuff. Like, how it doesn't affect us, guys. Not really. Like, I'm just trying to control what I can control, my little kingdom, my little reality, and that's it. I got my own shit to stress about. Like, I'm not gonna worry about geopolitics. I'm not gonna worry about that's ridiculous. And let me promise you this: the way that the media, the news system, is set up, there's never gonna be a lack of bad news. So you worrying about whatever is the thing right now, they'll even if that gets resolved, they'll push something new to worry you and to keep you engaged and to keep you locked in on the news. So it's a never-ending cycle. So you might want to get off now, immediately. Would you want to start a family? Yes, absolutely. It was called The First Time I Got Laid After Cancer. Now I remember, Erica. I was in the woods. That was part of the August Reset series. That's years ago. That's like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. I love your hair. Thank you, Iwa. I appreciate you. I love psychedelics. Weed is absolutely psychedelic. Yes, it is. I've been saying this. Weed is a psychedelic. By the way, thank you to all the people who hit the thumb up. You guys rock. Weed is not as innocent. Weed is an insidious drug. And I'm pro weed. It has saved my life and it's helping a lot of people every single day. But I hate this notion that A, you can't get addicted, that B, it's harmless, and this notion that it doesn't ruin people's lives, yeah, I agree. It's a powerful, powerful tool that needs to be respected. Yeah, I got you, Erica. That one, I know that video. My brother became schizophrenic from it. Yeah, it's possible. It can trigger psychosis. Absolutely. You seem like you're in the best shape you've been in. I think so. I'm getting there, but I want to really push it. Like I'm not there yet. I want to go harder. I want to get leaner. Right now in the morning, I'm like 88 and a half kilogram. I want to be like 87 when I wake up. 86 maybe even. In Belgium, I'm gonna push it real hard. Um, yeah. Keep the questions coming, guys.
Que no, Lorenz, nada más estoy esperando que me comentes esta tarde.
Oh boy. You must be excited to see your family soon. Yeah, I'm very excited. Like, I haven't been homesick in a long time, but I can confidently say that recently I've been homesick. Yeah. How much longer are you gonna live in Mexico? I see myself living here another year. Like, I see myself living here until next summer at the very, very least. Something crazy would have to happen for me to change that. Um, I just don't see any location. Like, I feel like if I move back to Europe now, that'll be it. Like, that'll be it in terms of like intercontinental living. Like, if I move back to Europe now, I'm not gonna leave Europe again. So, and I feel like I still have like 50 years ahead of me of living in Europe. So I don't want to do that yet. It takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot of like aggression and a certain attitude. Like, and when I say aggression, don't get you wrong, but you have to like attack life if you want to live abroad. It's a constant uphill battle, and you need a certain, yeah, like you need a certain like fire inside of you that I feel like you lose over time with age. So it's a hard life. Like I'm out here, like and ironically it is. Like I'm out here in Mexico. Every day is an adventure, you know. Like it's just a whole different reality. You got to stand up for yourself. You get into situations, um, and it's not something I want to be doing when I'm 45. Like even just going outside and facing the elements. I'm at this crazy fucking elevation. I'm more than 2 miles up. I'm close to 2 miles up in the air. It's like 2005, like 2.5 kilometers, like close to 2 miles. Um, the elements, the heat, the rain, but then also the traffic, like second world country traffic, guys. It's insane. There's like 18 wheelers in the streets here. You know what I mean? Like industrial traffic that would never be allowed to enter a city center in Europe or in the U.S. In the U.S., I guess they do, but like just stuff like that. Like you can get killed in traffic here. Like you can stuff like you can get killed in traffic anywhere, but it's way more likely to happen here. I'm on my bike here. I bike here all the time, like crazy stuff like that. And I'm aware that I don't think I can leave now and come back. So I want to like really squeeze it dry. So at least another year. If a man finds another man good looking, does that make him gay even though he's not attracted? No, of course not. There's plenty of dudes that I consider good looking. Like Ryan Gosling is really good looking. Christian Bale is really good looking. I I check out men all the time because I want to see, like, I like fashion, so I want to see what they're wearing and it inspires me. I don't think there's anything wrong with being able to tell. Like it's weird if you're acting like you're not able to, like, because we all know who's good looking. So like acting as if we don't is to me the weirdest shit because it heavily implies that um, you're scared of something on the inside. If anything, I would say that it's the other way around. If you're not able to call a man good looking, you're probably gay because you're so scared of something, of admitting something that there's more to it. You're probably in the closet. I don't play an instrument. Guys, if you appreciate the channel and if you like the content, feel free to hit the dollar sign below the chat box. You're always welcome to send over any donation of your liking to support the channel. Erica, sorry I'm late. Don't apologize. You're right on time. Did you live in the US for any length of time? How long have you been in Mexico? I've been in Mexico for 2 years and 3 months. And I wouldn't say I lived in the US. I spent 3 months trying to live in LA. Kind of. Yeah, but that was like 3 months. So I haven't like properly lived in the US. I've spent about 5 years in Barcelona. I spent about 2 years in Sweden, and all the other years I was living in Belgium. And now I've had 2 years and a few months in Mexico City. So, yeah, most places I would not consider to even live there or try to live there. I'm very picky. I'm very like, it has to, and I know immediately when when I like something. I'll show you guys something I bought today. This is like a gift from my dad. This is one of the best mezcals that I found at a really good price too. It's called Mezcal Local, as you can see, and this one is really good, really really tasty. And then I also have this one. This is a $50 bottle. I got that for my birthday, so I'm taking that home to my family. And then I got this one as well. This is for my brother. As you guys know, I'm not a big drinker, but when I go to Belgium, I do try to bring gifts. What's up, Ace Hood? How you doing, buddy? Dude, I tried sending money, but just realized the numbers are painted and faded and off instead of printed. I guess I gotta get a new card. All good, buddy. I used to play with Lego. Yeah, my brother was huge into Lego. He was not. He was big, big, big. He was yeah, all in on Lego. But recently, I've been. I mean, yeah. But if you have kids, you should let them play with Lego because it trains their mind to think, problem solving like an engineer. Just got a good workout in you, motivate me. Hell yeah, good job, Jen. I appreciate you. That is what's up. Get it. Like somebody asked me like 30 minutes ago, what do I do to stay motivated? Or like when I don't have motivation. If you hit a hard workout today, that's all like, how do I say? That's already like everything. Does that make sense? Like that's a good day. So that's why I love the gym. I love fitness because it's such a life hack to turn your day into a good day. Especially if you get a workout in early, it's like the rest of the day is like a bonus. You're just setting yourself up to have a great day. In high school, did you hang out with the cool kids or just kept to yourself, or were you chilling with the nerds? I was very much the class clown. So I was like, I wasn't a cool kid, but I was with the cool kids. I guess I was kind of a cool kid, but not the coolest at all. I was never the good looking guy or anything, but I was like the funny guy. I learned quickly that's where I would fit in. So I wasn't like the cool guy. I wouldn't say that, but I was definitely not the nerd. I was not like getting picked on or anything like that. So I was with the cool guys, but I was just a funny guy, but like arguing with the teacher, going back and forth with the teacher, big mouth, class clown type of shit. That was me. Yup. I always knew how to move socially. I always knew. I will say in college I was more of the then I was the cool guy. I was more of like the yeah. In college I came into my own more. I also got bigger. When I was in high school I was a super skinny kid. When you move back to Europe, what country would you live in? I think it would be either Belgium and then probably yeah, Spain, Barcelona.
Es lo que estoy esperando, si no les comento ahorita. Es lo que estoy esperando, si no les comento ahorita. Es lo que estoy esperando, si no les comento ahorita.
Ay, ay. Not at all sweats. Everyone can tell. Oh yeah. How long are you staying in Belgium? It'll be a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah. Did you play sports? Yeah. So I first got into judo when I was a kid because my dad was big on judo. Then I did windsurfing, and then I discovered my passion, which was basketball. At the age of 13, I discovered basketball, and I was just like, "This is it. This is incredible. This is what I gotta do." So, um, yeah. The actually, I'm gonna be watching game 6 of the NBA Finals right after this live, as it's starting in a few minutes. I'm a huge NBA freak. Like I can talk NBA with the best. Like I can tell you, I know the players from 20 years ago. I'm like an NBA historian. I'm deep into the NBA. Does the average Belgian speak as good English as you, at least in the Flemish part? No. I've never met a Belgian that speaks English like me, and you can like that sounds cringy or like whatever. I promise you. Like in Belgium, we speak like this. So how are you today? My name is Wounded Viking, and I am now waiting to check in. I'm still talking too good, by the way. Like they don't talk this good. So um, I went to the store and I bought shampoo. And this shampoo, I'm gonna wash my hair, and later maybe I will eat some a pizza, and yeah, then we will see what I will do. And then maybe I'm gonna drink a beer, maybe three beers, and then later I will like they just have this like and I'm not even I'm speaking like I can't talk I can't even impersonate them because they talk so bad that I can't even do that. Like the biggest thing is what you hear is they make a sentence. So I think in English, like I never have to like think about what I'm saying. Like it just comes out like it is right now. Like just English is like my mother tongue, same as Dutch. But when I hear somebody from Belgium talk English, um, they you can tell they made the Dutch sentence in their mind, and then they're literally translating it, and so it doesn't really make like what they're saying, but it doesn't make sense. It's not what somebody in the U.S. would say. Let alone they would never understand. Like if you tell a person from Belgium like, oh, you know that it's giving XYZ, right? Like this hotel room is giving sex, or that car is giving, baller. They would be like, what? What is it giving? Like, like they don't have any notion of like modern kind of slang language sayings. Are you keeping your room in Mexico while you go to Belgium? Yes. Yes. Why that short time they're going to stay back home? I don't think 2 months is that short of a time. I think that's kind of long, even 2 months. Like you have to, like my life is here. I live here. Like if I'm gonna go longer than 2 months, I might as well move back. Like I don't think it's short. Also, my job is here. Like I can't just fuck off for like all this time. I thought you were an American with like in roots when I first watched you. Yeah, it makes sense. Would you ever work a normal job when you were back in Europe? Sure. I'm working a normal job right now. You know, not against it at all. Um, yeah, I'm getting stressed, guys, because I'm worried that maybe I'll not be able to fly tomorrow evening. I hope I can. Does beating cancer change your perspective on things? Of course, man. Like my whole life, my whole being, my whole existence has been permanently altered because of cancer. Like it's yeah. There's no there's no coming back. Like there's no return. That's why I have to fully embrace it. That's why I have to do YouTube. You know what I mean? I gotta like I have to embrace it. Because if I start asking myself why me and I start asking myself what my life would have been like had I not gotten cancer, I would literally lose my mind. It's like, you know what I mean? I can feel that door being there, and I know the darkness that's behind that door. And I know what happens if I were to open that door. And not all doors you can just close again. So I have to like consistently walk a fine line and have a certain resolve as it pertains to my dedication to this life, to this body, to this face, to my beliefs. That's why I always say it's better to be delusional with conviction than to be realistic with uncertainty and self doubt. Have you ever heard of mushrooms like turkey tails preventing and curing cancers? I've heard about stuff like that, man, but I'm like, I'm skeptical and I wouldn't play around with that. There's a bunch of people who have died because they thought they had alternative ways to heal from the cancer. So I'm not really like, I'm not, I mean, people can do as they like, but I'm sure there's like, it's just like, oh, I wouldn't take the risk to figure out on my own, like what works and what doesn't. Yes, I work in Mexico and yes, I get paid in pesos. Which stage was your cancer? I forgot. I don't get ongoing testing anymore. I feel like yeah, like stage 4 cancer, stage 3 cancer. I feel like that's not something I hear in Europe a lot. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's more of like an American way of like labeling it. Because I don't remember ever hearing anything about a stage, and I never hear when I hear people that have cancer in Belgium or like it doesn't get talked about like, oh, he's in this stage. It's just like it's bad, it's really bad, it's not curable, or it's not that bad. My dream house, a house by the beach with a view of the ocean. Of like, yeah, that would be dope. Where I can sit on the patio, smoke a joint, watch the water. Ah, all the vibes. I hope one day I can do a live from that house. Do you get nervous if you're standing in a crowd? No. I'm very, very confident with anything that pertains to like crowds, people going out. I'm never scared or like, no, I feel good. When you're going to the airport and have to wait in line because people watch your scar, look at your scars. Nah, 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 nah. My biggest asset is that I don't respect most people enough to care about her opinion. And even with all of this stuff, I still feel really good about myself. Probably too good. Shout out to my narcissistic tendencies, right? The person that was in here yesterday would love that. Um, yeah, no, I that doesn't bother me. Crowds, I even like. I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of like attention. Like I love walking around in a tank top. Like people can see the physique, can see the muscles. Like fuck yeah, I'm here. You got to deal with me. Yeah, no, I'm not one to shy away from attention. I mean, guys, I'm a YouTuber. Let's be honest. You have to be a little bit of an egomaniac to dedicate a whole channel to yourself and your opinions and your beliefs. If you're like a reaction channel or anything like that, that's not the same. I'm talking about my channel. It's all about me. Like you gotta have a little bit of a huge ego to like do that. Don't believe like people that have channels like mine and that built the whole channel on their personality and opinions. Like, yeah, like don't be fake humble. You clearly like yourself enough to broadcast yourself. So Yes, sir. All right, guys. I got to go soon. I gotta run. Um, if you haven't hit the thumb yet on the channel, now would be a great time to do so. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel, you can click on the $sign below the chat box, send over any amount, or you can use my PayPal. This is my PayPal address, my ID. You can send over a donation there. Would you be less confident in yourself if you had those scars but you were short and had no muscles? Probably yes, but I would never have no muscles because that's something I can control. I'm very big on controlling, like I'm going all in on the things I can control, and I can control that. So that wouldn't be the case. You know what I mean? Um, and the height thing, yeah, it's hard for me to say. I'm like, like I don't know. I've never experienced that. All right, guys, this was a good live. It was really good. I'm loving the fact that we now have like consistently 25-ish people in here. Just like it didn't always used to be like this. It did not. I'm currently a data analyst as a contractor for Google. So Google hires my company to be a data analyst for them. Basically train the AI, make the AI better, make the AI more human-like. That's it for today. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll be back soon, though. Wish me luck in terms of me being able to fly tomorrow night and get my ass back to Belgium. Peace out.